What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite, and welcome back to Rebuilding Chelsea. Today we have two huge cup games. We have the FA Cup fourth round against Manchester City, and the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg against Watford. We have a 2-1 advantage against Watford after the first leg, and that was the away leg. So we're now coming up to our home leg with an advantage. So hopefully we can see that through and get to the final. And I think if we get to the final, I think we're going to win it. 'Cause we've got either Swansea or West Brom, and we should be beating both of those teams. So I'm pretty confident we're going to do well in the EFL Cup. FA Cup, I'm not sure. I am going to say I've already played these fixtures once. I recorded the whole episode, thought everything was good, went to shut it off, and it stopped recording halfway through because my hard drive got full. So I missed out on all of the footage of all the games. We won both games too, so it was a great episode, and it's all lost to history. It'll never be seen again, so that's frustrating. But hopefully we can do that well again. Hopefully we can win both games again and get to the final of the EFL Cup and what's probably the quarterfinal of the FA Cup, probably what's coming next. So, in terms of, we played a lot of games since I last saw you. I last saw you for Basel and Man United, and the first game after we played Man United, we absolutely thrashed Millwall 11-1. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. We were scoring pretty much every single time down the pitch. Soler got a hat trick. Daryl Wilson got a brace. Phil Savage got a brace. I was hoping for a triple hat trick, but we only got one. But to have two braces as well is pretty ridiculous. It was insane. Every single attack was a goal. I would hate to be their goalkeeper in that game. You can see we played Schweiler. Our starting goalkeeper was injured, I believe, so we weren't at full strength, but we still absolutely destroyed them. Then to follow that up, we played a worse Plymouth team and beat them 1-0. Football Manager makes no sense. Soler with a penalty too, so it took a penalty in a full 90 minutes to score a single goal against Plymouth when we scored 11 against Millwall previously. At Football Manager makes no sense. Then we couldn't score at all. We drew our first game of the championship season with Sunderland, 0-0. I think we just used all the goals we had in that Millwall game. Like, we just threw them all out there, got them all out in one big spurt, and then forgot how to score for the next two games, because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Because, yeah, we shouldn't be drawing 0-0 with a team ever. We're so good going forward. We should be scoring goals. Soler and Lopez Rodriguez started, and they just didn't do anything. We then played Colchester, and we finally found the back of the net again, 5-1. Had a couple 3 5-goal games in a row. 5-1 against Colchester. Soler with 4 goals. He is just insane. Soler is a ridiculous player. He's far too good for the championship. He has 39 goals, 37 goals in 29 appearances. Insane. He should not be in this division. We then played Coventry and beat them 5-1. Soler with a hat trick. So he goes 4 goals, 3 goals. Should get 2 goals against Burton, but I don't think he played against Burton. If we look, no, we didn't start him because we didn't need to. We won 5-0. Phil Savage with the goal. Lopez Rodriguez with the brace. Aller and Daryl Wilson with goals. We then played the first leg of the EFL Cup semifinal against Watford and beat them 2-1. Soler with the goal. Connor with the goal. I think it was pretty comfortable. If we look at the match stats, we were the better team, but it was pretty close. We just had more shots. We had the same amount of shots on target. We had the XG advantage, and there's no penalties in there, so it isn't, heightened up because of a penalty, but we truly had 1.74 XG. So we were the better team, but based on that, this is going to be a tough second leg. We then played Portsmouth and beat them 1-0. Pedro Soler, of course, with the goal. He's just scoring like crazy. Then played Charlton, beat them 4-0. Pedro Soler with a brace. Gerard Lopez Rodriguez with a brace. Then beat Brighton 4-1. Soler with a brace. Lopez Rodriguez with the goal. And Joe Blake with the goal. Good to see Joe Blake get a goal. He's not scoring as much as I thought he would for a guy that's 6'5" with 17 jumping reach. Doesn't score as many goals as I would expect. We then played Reading, beat them 5-1. Daryl Wilson with his first hat trick of the season. And Pedro Soler with the goal. And Bjorn Aller with the goal. We were without a couple players. We've been without a couple players for quite a while. I think since the beginning of January we've been in without them. Yeah, I've been without them since the beginning of January. So if we look at the match team selection, we are without for one, Bradley Nicholson, he's got injured in training. He's only out for another 1 to 4 days, so he's about to come back. He's not a starter, but we don't have many center backs right now. You see we're playing Bjorn Aller at center back because we have no other options because Diaby is on international duty along with F. Young and Diagne at the African Cup of Nations. So 3 starters, 3 of our better players are all on international duty at the African Cup of Nations. So that's annoying. They're going to be gone until the 8th of February. They've been gone since like the beginning of January. The African Cup of Nations is very annoying competition because, yeah, it's been, I mean, obviously we've still done well without them. We've won like 3 games by like 4 goals each, but especially in these next 2 games, we kind of need those players because they're, like I said, 3 of our better players. And on top of that, Alak has got an injury. He's not fully fit for this match, so he's going to start on the bench, which means Marcelli starts at left back, Allaire and Joe Blake at center back, Abejan at right back, Gashi is back in at goalkeeper, Gavrich on the right, Dawson and Zigrovic in the middle, Ring on the left, Lopez Rodriguez at attacking mid, and Pedro Soler up top. Hopefully Pedro Soler can just carry this team. I'm trying to make some bids with Jared Lopez Rodriguez. I don't think I'm going to be able to buy him. I think they want far too much money. So I don't think we're going to be bringing him in, but I would love to have him on this team because he's a very good player. But I don't think it's going to happen. So let's just get into this game against Man City. It is the FA Cup 4th round. I want to win this competition because I want to get Champions League football. And it's, well, unless we win the Champions League, it's the only way we're getting Champions League football. So I like this competition. Pedro Porro, the former City player, former City right back. I don't know if he actually played for them or not, but he was a youngster on their team at the beginning of the save. He is their manager. I know a lot of you would be keen to avenge what happened when we last played Man City. Go out there and express yourselves. Nearly everyone responded well. Tell the rest that I have faith. And let's get into this match. Skip that. This is going to be tough. Man City where are they at? I guess I can't check the league table right now because we're in a cup match, but I'm pretty sure they're right up there for the league. So I think they're second. Might be third. As Joe Blake, I just talked about him not scoring as much as I thought he should be, and he finds the goal again. From another corner, Joe Blake heads it in. Was that Ring who put the ball in, I'm assuming? Yeah. Ring puts the ball in. Blake attacks it as the runner from the back, running at the near post, and he gets his head on it and finds the back of the net. A good goal to put us 1-0 ahead pretty early. A good early goal from our first shot on target. I'll take it. Another corner. Blake again, but not quite this time. It gets saved by their goalkeeper, and then the second shot gets put out for a goal kick. But Blake has looked dangerous so far. He's gotten 2 good headers on goal. Our 2 shots on target have both been Joe Blake headers. Lopez Rodriguez coming down this right-hand side. Looks to put a ball in, but he gets tackled, but he gets to the inside of him. Puts the ball through to Zigrovic, and Zigrovic finds the back of the net. It looks like we're not going to have what I thought might happen. Play 2 games, thought I had them recorded and won both of them. Everything was great, and find out we're not recording. I thought we'd come into this one and just get absolutely mollywopped, but no, we're playing well. It looks like we still might win these next 2 games, even though the computer gods wanted me to not be able to record it. I think we're going to be able to win these games. 2-0 up at this point. Surely we can't throw that away. We have been the much better team. Man City have done absolutely nothing. They have 1 shot all game. It was on target, but still. Mazzulli and Jimenez are very good players, though, so we can't count them out. Jimenez, probably the best player in the world. He's just absolutely ridiculous. There's a long ball over to Gavrich. It's going to get won by Abejan, but he heads it on to one of their players. They're looking to create an attack from the back. Coming out to the left-hand side to O'Toole. O'Toole running past Abejan, puts the ball in. Navarro with a dangerous shot. A pretty well-placed shot, but it goes just over the crossbar. And we're going to go into halftime with a 2-0 lead. I am very happy. I'm very pleased with your performance. Keep it going. And you've been able to do it without Pedro Soler really getting involved. It's all been John Ring in the corners and another nice goal. I think we've been doing well. I'm happy with how we've been doing. Zigrovic is playing well. He's got the goal, obviously. Keep doing what we're doing, and we're going to win this match and get to the next round. I'm thinking it's the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. as they look for a header on goal there, but Joe Blake should be winning that. I don't think he did, but he should be. He's 6'5" with 17 jumping reach. He should be winning every header pretty much. Now I have another highlight in the 63rd minute. It's going to start with Manchester City, but John Ring's going to win it. But Lopez is going to get on the end of it. Into Marquez. Into Cabrero. Into Navarro. Back to Lopez. Is Jimenez still on the pitch? I don't think Jimenez is on the pitch. Fidel Jimenez, who's their star attacking midfielder. Oh, there he is. As he heads the ball just over. I didn't think he was on the pitch because I didn't see him in that little attacking play, but nope, he's still on there. So we still have to be worried about him because he's just a ridiculous player. His attributes are just absolutely nuts. And it looks like it's been all Man City from halftime because they've had all the highlights so far. They had all the highlights at the end of the first half too. So we have really not been doing very well recently, but Gashi picks that up. And we've still gone without a goal allowed so far. So 68 minutes, haven't allowed a goal. They had 2 shots on target so far. We've had 5. We've had 14 shots though, so been doing well getting shots on target, or getting shots off, just not getting them on target as much as I'd like. As that's a goal. Yep. A nice header onto Navarro, and he scores far too easy. That is just a simple goal. Escribano puts the ball over to Lopez, who plays it back to Marquez, who just lumps it down, gets headed over by Blanco. No, it is Bianco. Bianco heads it down into the path of Navarro, and he scores the simplest goal of his career. Barely onside. Just minimally onside. I'm going to berate this team because they've been absolutely awful the past 40 minutes. They started really hot, but since then, they have been absolutely horrific. Man City have been the far better team. That is the best chance we've had all half since like the 20th minute when we last scored. That is the best chance we've had, and it's a free kick from way far out. That's never going in. As they have the ball with Lopez into Escribano, into Bianco, who got the assist. Puts it down to Escribano, who's in quite a bit of space, but we've got a man with him. Marcelli's there, but he puts the ball into Cabrero, but he's going to head it far over. That would have taken a ridiculous effort to score that. Team is mad that I berated them, but they've been absolutely awful. They need to step up their game because they've been getting absolutely destroyed. Ring has actually played really well, so I don't really want to take him off. Gavrich has played awfully, but I don't really have any backups for him. Like, Phil Savage is my backup right winger. Marcus Connor could play inverted winger there. I think that's what I'm going to do, play Marcus Connor as an inverted winger. Solaris had a poor game. I don't really want to bring in Phil Savage because he's not any better than the 2 guys I've got on the pitch. I could play Muhar at attacking midfield, but I don't think he's very good either. I'm actually going to take off Dawson, bring on Jonathan Curtis. Looks like we might have our first really chance on goal other than that free kick, but it's not going to be because we give the ball away far too easily. And they're going to score again. And what a save. He tries to dink the goalkeeper. He looked like that should have been an easy goal because he was just through one-on-one with the keeper, but he tries to chip him, but the goalkeeper is better than him, and he gets to it. I already did time wasting. I want to shout to focus. I'm going to do a time wasting sub now. Who needs to come off? I don't really have any backup center back, so I can't really take off Aller. I'm going to take off Marcelli and bring on Alak. Give him a little bit of time. He's the better player, so just to see this game out, he should be fine. Looks like we're going to escape with a 2-1 win. I don't know if it's really deserved because they were better for about 70 minutes of that game. But we were better for the first 30 minutes, and we got 2 goals in that time. So we took the time. We were better to our advantage. Scored the goals when we needed to. And we get through to the quarterfinal, I believe, of the FA Cup. I'm not happy with your performance. I'm not. That was not good enough. We played 30 good minutes and got absolutely throttled for the last 70 minutes of that, or 60 minutes of that game. Just not good enough. It was against a good team, but still, you got to perform better than that, especially at home. I think that was at home. It looks like it's at home. We have made an offer for, I think this is the backup goalkeeper. Yeah, this is a backup goalkeeper, Joe Kelly, just to be a third goalkeeper because we don't really have one on the team. And he's English. He's homegrown in nation. We're getting him for like $3 million, $3.6 million. So fine, each cheap deal. He wants not too bad of wages. He wants to just be an emergency backup, so he has a little bit of room to improve. He says he could be as good as Gashi, so if he can, and he thrives on playing in big matches, so he's going to be a useful player in this team. Says he's only a championship player right now, but he's decent. His reflexes aren't really there, but aerial reach, command of area, communication aren't especially good. Positioning, agility. He's just good, average at a lot of things and good at a few. Good one-on-ones, good handling. So I think he's a fine backup. I want it to be someone homegrown. I want it to be someone homegrown at club, but I looked at the options out there and they're either just horrifically bad or ridiculously expensive. So Joe Kelly was the best option I had. So let's do these negotiations. He only wants to be an emergency backup. That's fine. Might even get less than the 45 that they said. Let's try it on 40. I want him on a 3-year deal, though. I don't want a promotion wage rise. Signing on fee, I'll do $500,000. Goes to 46. I'll go to 41.5. Still want $500,000. 46.5. Go 42.5. And he accepts that. 42.5K a week. I think that's fine. I think those are fine wages for a third goalkeeper that's homegrown in nation and has potential to improve. Today's result sees your team go through to the next round of the competition, and you must be delighted. Do you think you can go all the way and win it? I'm just taking it one game at a time, as always. Receive some money. Ring as man of the match. 11 key passes. Your passing was a joy to behold. Next, we've got Watford in the EFL Cup semifinal. The chance to get to an EFL Cup final and get us European football next season. I'm pretty sure we can win this competition. I have faith we can win this competition. All the big boys are out. Watford are the best team left. And we have a 2-1 advantage on them. And we're going to be at home, so surely we're not going to throw that away. So I'll see you in 4 days for the Watford game. We are a few days away from the Watford match. We have the FA Cup 5th round draw. I guess I was a little bit gung-ho about what we'd be into. I thought it was going to be the quarterfinal, but it is the 5th round next. So we've got some big teams in there. Arsenal, Tottenham, and then some small teams, Shrewsbury and Portsmouth. So Burnley are in there. Everton are in there. That'd be cool if we got Everton. League One, Shrewsbury. A couple other championship teams. Shrewsbury or Everton. Those are my twos that I would rather have. Let's go pick by pick. Newcastle play Bournemouth. Nottingham Forest play Tottenham. Shrewsbury play Norwich. So we don't get Shrewsbury. We still have a chance to get Everton. And we don't. They get Stoke or Millwall. Probably Stoke. But actually, yeah, probably Stoke. We beat Millwall 11-1. I don't think they're going to be able to beat a Premier League team. So we might be getting a hard team here. Arsenal, Man United are still in here. Leicester are still in here. Wolves are a good team. We get Burnley. So, could have been tougher. Arsenal's going to get Man United, so a huge match. So that's going to be great. One of those big guys are going to get knocked out. West Ham play Leicester, so another decently sized team is going to get knocked out. I would have preferred Wolves against Leicester because Wolves probably aren't going to lose to Swansea. So looks like Wolves, Leicester, maybe West Ham, but probably Leicester. And one of Arsenal and Man United are still going to be in this competition after this round. And Tottenham. So, and Everton, I think are going to make it through. So there's going to be some big boys left, but I just really wanted to play Everton. That would have been awesome, but isn't going to be. I think we can beat Burnley, though, so I'm fine with that draw. Now, I guess I'll see you for the Watford match in a few days. We are here on the day of the Watford match, and I got a little bit of an interesting news item. Celso Marreiros, our ball-winning midfielder from Everton, has been placed on the transfer list. He's only supposedly 2.5 stars right now for Chelsea, but 4-star potential, but he's 24 years old, so is he ever going to reach that potential? I don't really know, because he doesn't have many more years to develop. Usually players stop developing after around 24, 25 years old, so I don't think he's ever going to reach that potential, but $38 million is not a lot to spend for who's a very good player. If you look at his attributes, like 16 free kicks, 17 long shots, 16 tackling, 17 teamwork, 17 work rate, 19 bravery, 17 pace, 17 stamina, 16 strength, 17 agility. He's just got some ridiculous attributes. And he played pretty well for us last year. 6.92 as a ball-winning midfielder. He's not played well for Everton this season, though. But 6.92 last year as a ball-winning midfielder is a pretty good average rating. He relishes big matches. I don't know. Like, we do need a backup for Diagne, we do need a backup for him because we don't really like right now. We're using Benjamin Zigrovic as our backup, but who knows if we'll be able to get him on loan for another season. But so I could bring Malheiros to be his backup. He wouldn't play as a box to box. He doesn't really have the. Well, I guess he has the long shots to play as a box to box, but I don't think he really has the passing ability that I would prefer from one of my box to box midfielders. I'd probably play him as a ball winner still, but I don't know. That's not a lot of money, but I just don't think he's ever going to reach that potential. Like, he's 24 years old. If he was 21, 20 years old, absolutely I would do this deal. I would jump all over this, but he's 24. I don't know. I obviously really like him considering he's a former player of mine, but I'm going to hold off. If that price goes way down, like if they just can't get any interest and that price goes down to like 20, I think I'll buy him at 20 million. I can at least sell him on for a profit if I buy him at 20 million. I don't know if I can get a profit buying him at 38, so I'll consider it, but I'm going to hold off for now. But if we get into our match against Watford, I think I'm going to go with pretty much the same squad. Alex actually going to come in at left back. Joe Kelly has come in. I think he's going to be our only bit of business unless I somehow sign Malheiros. He's probably going to be our only bit of business of this transfer window. Nicholson is back, though, so I can bring him in for Marcelli. All our guys are still in the international duty. James Fleming, yeah, he's not going to be coming into this game. I think we're going to go with pretty much the same squad. Just Alak comes back in, but I think other than that, it's going to be the same 11 that played last match. They played pretty well against, well, I say that. They played well for 30 minutes against Man City. The rest of the game was pretty disappointing, but do I bring Jonathan Curtis in for Jordan Dawson? Dawson has a better average rating over the past 5. I'm going to stick with Dawson. I could bring Nicholson in for Allaire. He's done all right at center back. See, he's played quite a few games at center back. He's got 7.9, 6.9. Yeah, he had one poor game against Brighton. But other than that, he's played pretty well. Nicholson, let's look at his form. He played pretty well too. In one bad game against Sheffield United. But other than that, he played pretty well. Obviously, he's a goal threat. I might just leave him on the bench. He's not fully fit, so I'm not going to start him, I think. If we need a goal, he might be somebody I bring on instead of Allaire to be a goal threat off the bench. Because I think he's probably the best goal threat we have, other than maybe Marcus Connor off the bench. So, yeah, I'm going to hold off for now, but this is the squad I'm going with. Zigrovic, Dawson in the midfield. Rest of the squad you already know. So let's get into this game. Let's see if we can beat Watford and win 2 of 2 and get to the EFL Cup final and maybe get some European football next season for Chelsea. I'm going to say we cannot allow complacency to undo all the good work done in the first leg. Go out there and treat this as if you're starting from scratch. Most of them responded well. A couple I need to talk up. Tell them I have faith. Gavrich is complacent. He's not very happy with me. He wants to leave, but I kind of need him. He's pretty good as a backup. He's not on a whole lot of wages, so kind of want to keep him, but we'll see. Watford are in awful form. Lost 5 games in a row. That is good for us. Watford in probably the worst form they've been in this series, maybe. 5 losses in a row is hard to do. So surely we can't throw this away. Going against a team in this poor form as they're in. Playing dangerous too from the back. But Alak doesn't turn and doesn't get that. Oh, good save from Gashi. Alak's got to do better there when bringing the ball down. He's got to, challenge that guy in his first touch. When he's trying to bring the ball down, he just kind of backed up and let him take it. Looks like he heads this one away, though, so he's kind of made up for it a little bit there, but I'd like to see better from our left back. He's been a little disappointing. Like, he looks amazing. Like, his attributes look like they should be amazing, but he just doesn't really play to them quite as well. Some players are like that. They just don't quite play to their ratings. And unfortunately, Alak seems to be in that mold. Maybe he just needs some more time to gel into the team. He is pretty new to the team. I don't know what his adaptability is, so maybe he just needs time to adapt. I think he can still come good. Obviously, we spent a fair amount of money on him, so we kind of need him to come good. But I think he's going to be okay. We needed a left back desperately, so I could have brought in a backup, maybe made Allaire our starter, but oh, what is that? A Bejan, of course, all 5'3" of him completely misses the header, lets the ball go through, and Kelly places it basically into an open net. That is some terrible defending. I'm pretty sure it's a Bejan that misses this. Actually, I think all three miss it. Bejan's the only one that tries to jump for it. The other two just ignore the ball, let it go right over their heads, and go right to their striker, Daryl Kelly, who scores the easiest goal of his career. Time to berate the team because they've been freaking awful. Surely, they've lost 5 games in a row. You can't lose to a team that's lost 5 games in a row. You're never not getting fined if you lose to a team that's lost 5 games in a row. I'm far from pleased. Absolutely awful. Going attacking. We should be throttling this team. They have probably a horrific morale. There's no reason we should lose this game. Gonna berate them again. Ring is tired. Did he get an injury? Gavrich is taking the knock. I don't know how Ring's already tired. Our strikers have been absolutely awful. I'm gonna change it up a little bit and put them both at striker. I think Lopez Rodriguez is actually left-footed, so let's put him on the left. Go back to our 4-4-2. Actually, if I just do this, let's go to this 4-4-2. Yeah, see if we can do something. Okay, it's already on attacking, so we're good there. Looks like they have a highlight now, a corner into Kelly, into Alvarez, and bounces around all over the box. Eventually we get it cleared. Bejan's actually going to win that header, and Gavrich has a chance for... Okay. Guess nothing's going to happen because of that. Gavrich is tired and is injured. I'm going to bring Marcus Connor in again as an inverted winger. I think he's our best backup winger right now. Allaire's had a poor game. We need a goal. Going to bring on Nicholson. Going to demand more from this team because they've not been good enough. We're going to lose to Watford. Wait, actually, it's going to go to penalties, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's actually going to go to penalties. It's penalties if level after 90 minutes. So, do I have any better penalty takers on the bench? How good is Daryl Wilson's penalties? Horrible. What about Phil Savage? Horrible. Okay, what about Muhar? He might have good penalties. Horrible. Doesn't look like we have very many good penalty takers. Curtis, are you any good at penalties? No. What about Hudson? Oh, completely awful. The worst of them yet. So we know all of our penalty takings is like 8 for every single one of our players. His is 9, so he's better off there. Zigovic, what's your penalty? Yeah, actually I have good penalties. Isn't he 11? I'll take that as good. Does Marcus Connor actually have good penalties? No. So that isn't a great substitution. What is Gavrich's penalties? Still not good, so it doesn't matter. I'm sure they have decent penalties. 11. 14. There's our best penalty taker. Ring, 11. So, yeah, I don't think we can bring anyone on that can improve our penalties. Unless a Bejan's is just horrific, which it's not. Yeah. What's Alex? 8. So, yeah, I think we've got our best penalty takers on the pitch. So, we're just going to have to go into penalties and hope we win the penalty shootout. Because I don't think we're going to win it in normal time, even though I guess they have the XG, we have the chances. So, I can't really say who's been the better team. It's been pretty even, but just not good enough on our end. I don't know why we're losing so poorly to a team that's lost 5 games in a row. But Marcus Connor, when we need him the most, Marcus Connor steps up and probably wins us this tie in the 93rd minute. Wow. Let's go to the 4-4-1-1. Go back to this. You can go on support. Wingers on support. I'm going defensive wingers on support. Just defend your lives. Defend for your lives. Zigovic is going to go to center mid on defend. Fullback on defend. Fullback on defend. Yeah, just defend for your lives, boys. Very defensive. All the time wasting. Be more disciplined. Don't run at the defense. Much lower tempo. Much shorter passing. Actually, let's just go shorter. Yeah, Yes, do all of this. Hold shape, regroup, slow pace down. Move the line back. A little bit less pressing. No prevent goalkeeper distribution. Still get stuck in. Is there a defensive sub I can make here? Actually, I think there is. I'm going to take Lopez. Do I take Lopez or Soler off? Lopez has been worse. I'll take Lopez Rodriguez off. Bring him back to defensive midfielder. Who's the more defensive between Dawson and Curtis? It's Dawson, isn't it? Yeah, he has 16 tackling. Curtis only has 12. So Dawson's going to move back to defensive midfielder. Curtis is going to come in for Lopez Rodriguez. Dawson's going to play as, I guess, a deep line playmaker on defend. Curtis, you're also going to be central midfielder on defend. Just 3 defensive players in the middle, shielding the back line. If they score, this is going to be awful, but surely we can see this game out. There's 2 minutes left. Time is over, and we have won. 3-2 over the 2 legs. Oh, that was not comfortable. Took a 93rd minute winner from Marcus Connor to see us go through to the EFL Cup final against a team that lost 5 games in a row. I don't know what's gotten into us. We've had 2 pretty poor games in a row. That was a bit of a let-off. We weren't good enough and had to step up things against better competition. Some of them were demotivated. Some of them were apprehensive. I don't care about Gavrich. I need a starters to come back so he can see the bench. Wow. What a final moment. A 93rd minute winner. Well, equalizer. To give us the win over 2 legs. We are going to Wembley. We might be seeing European football. It might only be, what, isn't Europa League 2 that you get from the EFL Cup? I think that's what you get. Winner. Europa Conference League. Yep. I'll take it. Any sort of European football, I will take. So, not quite as comfortable as last time I recorded this, but still got the results we needed. Got the win against Man City. Got the win over the 2 legs against Watford. Thanks to a 93rd minute winner. In terms of where I'll come back next, I'll also come back for this first leg against Dortmund. And who's better, Bristol City or Charlton? Charlton's doing a little bit better, so I'll probably do Dortmund and Charlton. I don't think I'll show this FA Cup match. I'll do that, then I'll come back for the Dortmund second leg later. Any other big games? Not really. Plymouth in 24th. We've got 2 tough games in a row here against Birmingham and Tranmere. Our next 2 games are going to be tough. But I'll see you next time for Dortmund Charlton. If you've made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. Links to all my socials are also in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.